The opinions expressed here are exclusively those of CG Sense. No brand affiliations, free products, or affiliate marketing are associated with this video.
So this is one of those fragrances that I don't know if I really would have revisited this if it didn't have such a strong impression on my environment. Just my coworkers and people I've shown it to, I've seen people say that this is the best fragrance they ever smelled in their life, and not just Phantom. People in real life that I've showed this to just come back to this one, and I've showed them a lot of things, and they always say this is definitely number one. My friend at work, I respect his taste a lot. Again, he's tried tons of things, and this is in his top 5 of all time. So this is one of those fragrances that I really feel like I wouldn't have really come back to it because it really didn't strike that chord with me off the bat. If it wasn't for my environment, my friends always bringing it up, seeing it on people's number one fragrance, it just seems like one of those ones that really strikes a chord with some people. Some people just love this one to the moon, and I never really got that. But I said, hey, let me get the bottle and wear this for a week. Maybe I'll start to understand where they're coming from. And after a week of wearing this, I can let you know this one definitely grew on me over time. Let me get into the scent. Starting off with the opening. The opening is really an interesting experience. When I first smelled this, and even when my wife first smelled it, we really didn't get the banana smell. Like, the banana smell, it seems obvious once you get it, but before I got it, what I was really getting and what I still get and understand is almost like if you were chewing flavorless bubble gum, how it would still have a taste to it, almost like a interesting kind of, I don't want to say latex, like literally. The only time I ever smelt this was in New York Nights, and what it actually for real smells like to me is bubblegum, but without like a flavor, that kind of bubblegummy thing. That's just when I first spray it. That's the initial thing before the alcohol evaporates. I'm talking about the first 5 to 10 seconds here, okay? Once the alcohol evaporates, it kind of has this sweet thing that now I understand is banana, but actually, like when I first smelled this, I didn't really know what it was. I know my wife said that the first time she smelled this, like about a year ago, she said it smelled like kind of like orange cotton candy.
Am I smelling cotton candy? That's what I would say it is. Orange cotton candy.
And I actually get that. Now that I know banana, I do get banana, but it feels like it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to really put my finger on what the sweetness is in the first hour of this fragrance. Now I really do get that banana smell, and it kind of is with that flavorless bubblegum. So the first hour of this fragrance, the way I would describe the scent to somebody is think banana Laffy Taffy, okay? Kind of like banana, but almost like an impression of banana. So it's not like you're actually cutting a natural from nature, opening a banana. It's kind of like an impression of banana with some kind of interesting texture to it. Now, saying banana Laffy Taffy, I feel like banana Laffy Taffy is way more sweet and thick than what this is in that first hour. In the first hour, this is much more light and ethereal. It's not too sweet. It's actually a really good level of sweetness, and it just, honestly, it just smells amazing. It really does. It's almost like this light, ethereal banana Laffy Taffy, to put an image in your head. Something, though, that's light and nice and just kind of like refreshing almost. That's the first hour of this fragrance. Now, between hours 1 and 8, the fragrance doesn't really evolve that much, but I do notice that it starts turning more into like a banana pudding instead of a banana Laffy Taffy. So what I think happens is that bubblegum, that flavorless bubblegum that gives it that kind of Laffy Taffy impression, that starts to die off, and caramel starts to come in. Now, I never really smell caramel. I don't really, like even on day 7, I'm like, I don't really smell caramel, but I could tell it's there and it's providing a texture, almost turning like this banana sweetness almost into like a banana pudding or something that has more of a milky kind of texture to it. Now, again, I'm going to say it's not as sweet or as thick as banana pudding. It's actually really light. It's like 100 degrees in Texas. I was wearing this outdoors, absolutely fine with it. So even between hours 1 and 8 has this really light, ethereal quality to it. Now, on the first couple days of wearing this, between hours 1 and 8, I felt like the scent was almost flat. Like I wasn't really getting as much out of it. I was kind of writing off New York Nights in my mind. I was like, you know what? Like, I get it. It's nice, but I feel like I just smell like banana. But then around day 3, 4, 5, and 6, I started really getting an addictive smell between hours 1 and 8. I don't really know how to explain that other than probably I was going nose blind a little bit more to the banana, and it was making the fragrance, the caramel, come out more. And that caramel note that they use in this, I just find really addictive. Like between hours 1 and 8, this is just an incredible smelling fragrance. It's hard to really describe what it is, but it's just one of those things. I smell it, and it really is like nothing else. It's not flat. It's not linear. It's not just banana. There's definitely something else to it, and I really think as I was going nose blind to the banana, I was getting more of the caramel notes and other notes in it that just make this scent so addictive and unique and something that I really just can't stop smelling. And this is when I was starting to understand like why people really resonate with New York Nights. I feel like I'm sensitive to the banana note in this, and I always kind of felt like, why are they so hyped about it? Like it's really just banana. But as I kept using it, I started to get this addictive smell, and it's really hard to describe what it is. It's light, it's refreshing, it's really nice. And it's just so addictive. Like, that's all I could say about it. I'll add here that I was pretty happy with the performance overall. I feel like it has a nice moderate sillage. It has good longevity. I was definitely getting 8 hours out of it, smelling my arm at 8 hours. And I also wasn't going nose blind over the 7 days. Overall, I was happy with the performance. I'll say it is a very linear scent. There's not a whole lot of scent evolution, but it's one of those ones that just smells really good the whole time. This is one of those ones that really grew on me. That's my opinion on it. I think it's really nice. I also think this one's not too hard to really understand if it's for you or not. I'm sure some older men that like more formal stuff and are more serious people are going to hear banana pudding and be like, absolutely not for me. But if you're not one of those people that's just a turn off from the go, this one's definitely worth trying. For me personally, I really enjoy wearing it. It's a very light, casual, very playful scent, and I just like it. I just think it literally just smells good. It smells great. And I actually respect the perfumery here because this isn't like anything else out there. Like, people will say this is a gourmand, and to me, it's not really a gourmand. Like, I never smell this and think, oh, this smells so edible. Like, to me, this is kind of like, I get that there's gourmand elements, but it never really takes me in that gourmand route. It kind of has its own thing of being this really nice, light banana scent, and there's just not a lot of banana fragrances out there on the market. So I feel like what Bond did with this was unique. I feel like it really has its own vibe. I feel like it smells amazing, and I respect that. Like, it would have been really easy for them to just create another Cinnabon fragrance and follow like the trends, but I feel like they did something very different with this fragrance. I feel like they did it very well, and I absolutely enjoy this fragrance. That all being said, I'm definitely letting go of this one. I just don't feel like I need 100 ml of it. That's all. I'm going to decant 10 ml, let go of this. It's something I'll wear from time to time. Why do I not need 100 ml? I'm an old man. I'm like, I'm 35, and I just feel like this, while it's playful, I already have Greenwich Village for that, and I really don't need too many playful scents. I feel like a playful scent is a nice thing to have in a collection of serious fragrances. But I don't need too much of it. I definitely don't need one 100 ml bottle and another 100 ml bottle. And for me personally, I just prefer Greenwich Village over this by a small margin. That being said, you might prefer this over Greenwich Village. It's totally subjective. Or you might be one of those people that just doesn't want a playful scent at all. You want everything to be more serious and masculine. In that case, this is definitely not for you. I do think this one leans a little bit feminine. That being said, I feel like a guy could pull it off. It's just one of those things. I wouldn't want to show up to a business meeting in a suit and tie wearing New York Nights. It's all about time and place. It would be a very casual fragrance. People are going to say this is best for fall. I agree it's best for fall. Like, that's the most optimal time. 70-degree weather would be great, a sunny day. But at the same time, I feel like this works in heat just fine. I feel like it's a highly versatile scent that could work in the coldest days of winter, the hottest days of summer. And people are going to disagree with me on that, but this is just such a light, ethereal, pleasant scent. Like, there's nothing cloying about this at all to me. I also think even though this leans a little feminine, there really is nothing like, I've never smelt anything like this anywhere. So I really feel like if I picked up this scent off of a guy, I would just be more, that smells really good. I've never smelt anything like that. What is it? Whereas like if I were to pick up a more coconutty scent or like rose scent or something that I could really label as a feminine kind of style, I'd think, why is this guy wearing a girl perfume? But with this one, I really don't think it gives off that impression. I could be completely wrong. Definitely a try before you buy on this one just to see if the vibe is right for you. But I think the scent is really good and very well done. That's just my personal opinion. And it definitely grew on me. I didn't really get it the first couple days, but by the end of the week, I really like this one. I think it's definitely really nice. So the vibe of New York Nights, this is a part of the video that I really wanted to get into because it's one of the parts that I like the most. The vibe I get from this, I really don't get from anything else I tried. And I think part of it is the branding, just New York Nights, the bottle design, the playful nature of the scent. It kind of makes me think of nightlife. Like New York is the city that never sleeps. And when I think of nightlife, I was really big into the rave scene. Back around 2010 in Dallas, I would go to this venue called the Lizard Lounge, or I'd go to Afterlife. And of course, I engaged in some behaviors that weren't really the healthiest behaviors to engage in. Stay up late, EDM music, hanging out with candy kids. Now, I never was a candy kid, and those were people that kind of dressed up in the bright clothing, made beads in class, and traded beaded bracelets. Were really into the EDM and rave scene back then. I never really was one, but I hung out with them a lot, and there was a whole culture around it that had to do with bright lights, EDM music, just having a good time, and this really uplifting kind of vibe. They had a thing back then called PLUR. It meant peace, love, unity, respect. And New York Nights just takes me back to that time. I think it's just the playful vibe of the scent and the branding around it. But I also feel like if I were to bring New York Nights around and show it to candy kids, I feel like back then they would have loved something like this, and I felt like it really would have fit in at like a rave scene kind of moment. So it really is a playful scent that kind of takes me back to a different time in my life. So I think that's just one of the beautiful things about New York Nights, and one of the things that kind of excites me the most about the scent.
New York Nights. Okay, so the bottle is precious. I love it. I love the colorful. I think it's something to have in your room. Excuse me. That is going to stand out. It's going to look pretty, almost like a decoration. Oh, this is amazing. My first thought, whatever came up, the image is blueberry muffins, banana muffins, muffins. I don't know. I'm stuck there because it smells like muffins to me. I think this is a unisex scent. Woman can probably pull it off. I think I would wear it, but I would wait until the colder months, like fall and winter. It's very nice. This would work for somebody younger, like 20s. It would work pretty good. And you would definitely smell different with this in a good way. Because I'm rating a man's perfume, and this is definitely not the most masculine scent out there. For a man, I would give it a 6. For a woman, I would give it an 8.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, and the dry down, like that muffin thing kind of disappears and it's a bit more floral. So in my personal opinion, it leans more feminine.